Subject: Shiphead Ulina. Species: Urakari. Description: reptilian humanoid. No tail. 5 foot 3 inches. 1.6 meters. Average height. 135 pounds or 61 kilograms. Average weight. 105-year life expectancy. Ship: RSV Lolana. Fights with honor. Location: unknown. Our ship had taken a beating, and nobody can tell me where we are. Our nav officer is down and probably isn't going to survive his wounds. My second was already dead. Head smashed in by a console detaching when we were hit by the first missile salvo. My own head was reeling from the successive slipspace jumps we had just made. The first jump was to arrive at our destination, and the second was to escape the ambush that had awaited us. The second one was the problem. It had been done out of desperation. We had jumped blind and without shields. We have multiple hull breaches, our faster-than-light drive is offline, and our engines are not responding. Sir! The panic in the voice of Lumina, my head of engineering, was palpable. Evacuate and seal the breach sectors. Initiate distress protocol and try to find out where we are, I managed to say through gritted teeth. This was supposed to be a simple scouting mission. Some warp irregularities that we were supposed to scan and report back on. Our shields didn't even have a chance to spool up before we had been fired on by the Omni-Union bastards. We had been hit hard, and the additional strain of an unshielded warp likely caused even more damage. Sir, the ship that hit us was a destroyer class, my intel officer Kryn informed me. There's no way they were there by chance. That's not good, I replied. We need to inform the Republic as soon as we can. Speaking of which, where are we on the location? Kryn grimaced. Judging from our flight path, we're far beyond our borders. That's also not good. Well, we're also outside the OU's borders, so it could be worse, probably. I'll have more info when our sensors come back online. Jumping on shield to desynchronize them. Kryn frowned as she glanced at the nav panel across the bridge. My nav officer, Kran, had been taken to the medbay. Kryn and Kran were hatchmates, siblings that burst into the world simultaneously. It is said that they have an unshakable bond, and as far as I've seen, that holds up. The odds of them both being assigned to the same ship were slim to none, but they somehow made it happen. Their playful banter made the long treks into deep space less exhausting. I hope Kran makes it. His quick thinking had saved us. He had already calculated a blind jump by the time I gave the order. Shiphead, I have a more comprehensive damage report. Let's hear it. We're in a bad way. We have hull breaches in engineering, life support, and the living quarters. These areas have been sealed off until we can enact repairs, but that will require a spacewalk. Lewina grimaced. We've lost a lot of gas, and the pressurized reserves might not be enough to fully repressurize those sectors. Understood. As long as we don't have any leaks, you can take your time formulating a plan. Not too long, though, or we'll run out of rations. I smiled at my little joke. Lewina didn't. We also have no propulsion or shields. Sublights in our FTLD are non-responsive and vacuum exposed. I wouldn't be surprised if we were leaking radiation, but I can't confirm that without our sensors. Our shields are non-functional and our frame is damaged. We're going to need at least dry dock for full repairs, but I think it's likely the ship is totaled. This was far from Loelena's maiden voyage. I had been the ship head for 12 years, but the ship had been in service for at least 30. She had started life as a corvette, but is now classified as a frigate. Relatively small for a warship, but faster than most and can pack a punch. As long as we got a swing in, at least. The Loelena could fit a crew of up to 50, but operated best with a smaller crew. We had departed with a crew of 38, including myself. What do our casualties look like? I said, no longer smiling. Lewina looked down at his datapad solemnly. 6 dead, 10 critically injured, 4 unaccounted for. 20 casualties. My heart sank. More than half of my crew out of action, and more than a quarter of them dead or MIA. I felt myself spiraling and shook myself out of it. Half is better than all. Keep me updated on the status of the injured and missing. I'll notify next of kin when we're rescued. Speaking of which, how's the distress signal doing? It's beeping away, shiphead, Kryn said. And our sensors just came back online. We are definitely leaking radiation, Lewina. Anyways, I can pinpoint where we are now. Hopefully there's an exploration team within sensor range. The odds of that were low. Ever since the war with the Omni-Union had begun, the Republic had been more focused on manning warships than exploring the cosmos. For good reason, though. The war hadn't been going in our favor. It seemed like for every OU ship we took out, another 3 took their place. We'd managed to keep them out of the core systems, but were firmly on the defensive. I spoke too soon. Kryn sighed. We're well out of range of anything Republic. No known life this far out. Looks like we're smack in the middle of a solar system, though. Maybe we can find some supplies for repairs. Let's see. A yellow dwarf sun, 8 planets. Oh, 4 of them are gas giants. No worries about repressurization. I smiled sadly. That's good. Hopefully we can get what we need to limp back to Fuck! Kryn interrupted me. Shiphead, this solar system is inhabited. What? What? Kryn looked up at me. I'm showing signs of advanced colonization on 2 planets and several moons. Actually, one of the planets looks like a capital world. The entire surface is covered in artificial structures. Also, a proximity alarm pinged. The first 2 notes were the same for every ship that approached. The second 2 determined if it was a friend, foe, or unknown. In my last 12 years of being shiphead, I had never heard those last 2 notes. Unknown. Lumina rushed back to his console. Unknown vessel on approach, Kryn said, baffled. It's absolutely massive. Easily the twice of any battleship I've ever seen. It has shields powered up, but doesn't appear to have its weapons armed. Not that we'd necessarily be able to tell, Lumina said fearfully. I sat straight up and asked, Are comms online? Yes, sir. Hail them. They're hailing us, sir, Lumina said. Do you want me to put them through? I nodded, and Lumina set to work opening a channel. The sounds that came through our speakers were nonsensical and guttural. I looked at Lumina in confusion. The channel is working. We'll need a minute for the translator to take effect, he explained. The next noise I heard nearly sent me into an early grave from shock. No need for that. We've scanned your logs and extrapolated your language. I'm Captain Reynolds of the USSS Thanatos. You seem to be in a spot of bother. May we assist? Asked the voice from the speaker. It took me a second to remember how to speak. I am Shiphead Ulina, the RSV Lolana. We come in peace, and are in no position to turn down an offer of aid. It shall be done. Prepare to be boarded, and welcome to Sol. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you're new here, welcome aboard. Check out the description for the story, and join the Discord if you like. Consider supporting the channel and the author as well. It's a dangerous world out there, but remember to be brave and look up to seek the stars.